Hi, Cancers. This is Genevieve with Belladonna Moonbeams. How are y'all doing? I'm not doing as well as I normally am because I didn't fall. I hurt my back this week. Remember those old sewing machines that are all metal and they're in a cabinet? And I picked it up. And, I could do that 10, 15 years ago, the same exact one. So I know I could do it. And I can't really do it anymore. So that kind of sucks. But I'm here anyway, and I'm excited. Tomorrow's a full moon. Yesterday was Lunasa. So it's awesome. This is for the week of August 3rd through August 9th, 2020. And this week I'm pulling from Brother Thomas's Oracle cards. Brother Thomas is a local man here in Oklahoma City, and he, along with the assistance of his deceased mother, created an oracle card deck. And it's really beautiful. It doesn't have a box, so I can't show you a pretty box. Well, it does come with a pretty bag, which is almost as good. Or maybe it is as good. I don't know. But it's very pretty. And it's got a lot of meaning to it. So for y'all, I get false friend. Now, that could mean literally that someone is your false friend. Or it could also mean that you need to be your own best friend, that you've been relying upon others more than you need to be relying upon yourself. That maybe you ask people for help more than you should. Now, it could also be literally a false friend. In fact, I was thinking about that earlier tonight. I used to have a friend who hurt me a lot. And I finally reached the point that I realized that I wasn't getting anything out of this friendship. That she was taking advantage of me and a whole bunch of other things. And tonight, literally, I remembered how she used to say things about me, to me. For example, she'd bring up my arms. I'm embarrassed by these arms. Not enough to not wear a tank top because I love tank tops, but I am a little embarrassed. She'd bring them up, or she'd bring up the wrinkles in the side of my face. She'd be like, you'd look better if you got that taken care of. And I've come to realize that that's a false friend. She was never my friend, never. And she was probably jealous. And that's really sad. So don't be a false friend and don't have a false friend. Okay, moving right along for your tarot reading. The first card we get is the Eight of Swords. This card, this woman is bound up and she's surrounded by these swords and she's feeling like everything's out of her control and she has no choice in matters and she's feeling overwhelmed. And I think that's how you're feeling. Right now, you're feeling overwhelmed by what's going on and you don't feel like you're in charge of it. The second card we get is the Fool. And I love this card. This card is about a person getting ready to start a new adventure. So here you are bound up and feeling like you don't have any control, but here you're getting ready to start a new adventure. So they're not in conflict. It's just that this is how you're feeling. This is what's real. And the next card we get is the Justice card. And this says things need to be fair and just, and it's reversed. So justice is about what's right. So that tells me that you're really not bound up, that you're just feeling that way, that you feel like things are out of control, but they're really not. They are in your control. Now, I decided to pull a relationship card tonight for everyone. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Once again, it's reversed, which means it's weakened. But the Ace of Pentacles is about starting something new and building upon it. Generally, when you see pentacles, you're thinking about money. But in this case, I think it's all about your establishing this security relationship. And you need to balance it and just see what's good for you in there. And finally, I pulled a career card or job card, whatever. Once again, it is reversed, so it's watered down. But this card says that Um, Either you can't make up your mind about something and you feel like they're both the same, and you're like, oh, what do I do? Or it says that you're feeling trapped again. So, more than anything, I think this week you're feeling trapped, Cancer, and you're not. Um, you're never truly trapped. Well, unless you're a rabbit or in prison or something like that. But apparently, you wouldn't be listening to me if you were in prison. But sometimes we feel like we're in prison. And most of the time, that's of our own making. But you don't have to be trapped. There's always a window or always a door. Um, there's always something that you can choose different. Sometimes you don't see that. Um, but it's true. You're never ever so trapped that you can't make a choice. Even not making a choice is a choice. Literally everything in life has choices. And everything in life has a cost. Way sometimes more than we want to pay. Um, there's a saying about sin, and no, I'm not believing in sin. That's not something I accept. But it says sin takes you further than you want to go and costs you more than you want to pay. And that's the way it is with life. You have to decide how much you're willing to pay and what the cost is. If the cost is too much, then don't do it. If the cost isn't too much, then go for it. You just have to choose that. Whether it's an investment or a relationship, or whether or not you want to go buy a new dog or cat. Like recently, I took in some kittens. They're adorable and they needed to be bottle fed. And now they're running around my house, and soon they're going to be ready to go new homes. And did I know what the cost would be? I'm not talking about literal costs, I'm talking about emotional costs. I'm talking about the fact that my bathroom is not my own at this time. No, I didn't know that cost. Am I going to take in some more kittens? Probably not in a long time. I want my bathroom back. But then at the same time, it was a small price to pay to have them live. So I guess the cost was worth it this time. I'm not sure it would be next time. Now for our crystal ball. I see the tail of a whale, or like an orca or whatever, and he's coming up out of the water, and he's in his environment. And that's one of the things that I think you need to be is in your environment. This week is a time for you to stay home and be in your environment and to have that cost. Um, but you can come up a little bit out of the water. You're not just stuck there. And I see a crystal, not like this kind of crystal, like a crystal. Um, and crystals are stones that have a lot of meaning. Um, and you can read them, and they point towards the north. They point towards true north. So you need to find your true north this week, whatever that looks like. You need to be grounded this week. Cancer, I really feel like you need some more grounding. Sometimes when I need grounding, I just literally walk barefooted out to the garden, which was hard for me because I don't remember the last time I walked outside barefoot before this. But as I realized how much I needed to ground, I started doing it. And now I kind of like it. But in the beginning, it was like, really? I'm out here in the grass. And I see a box. So I think there's some things that are hidden from you right now. And that's okay because they're going to come to light, but not right yet. So as they come to light, if you're grounded and have stayed in your environment and have found your true north, then when they come to light, they'll be there for you and you'll be okay with that. Don't forget that tomorrow we're going to have a special video for the full moon, and I still don't know what I'm talking about, but I'll find something to talk about because there's only one video at least. And if you can do a private reading by texting me at 405-512-9400 or private messaging me on my Facebook page, Belladonna Moonbeams. And otherwise, I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.